The movie begins with news channels reporters painting a picture of Lincoln City, a bustling metropolis where individuals with special abilities are encouraged to register their powers to help build the city's future. They highlight the initial optimism surrounding powered individuals contributing to various sectors like manufacturing, construction, and public service. However, the narrative quickly shifts as layoffs and economic downturns lead to the marginalization of these individuals, with automation rendering their skills obsolete. The emergence of a dangerous street drug called psych, derived from the spinal fluid of powered individuals, adds another layer of complexity to the city's challenges. The news segments capture the evolving tensions and societal issues arising from the presence of powers and the subsequent exploitation and discrimination faced by those who possess them. Mary, Connor's mother, is sleeping when Connor enters the room and wakes her up. Connor wakes her up and offers to make her a hot cup of coffee. She got up and they ate while talking. Then Connor notices the scars on her hand were getting worse, but she reassures him that she will be fine. Connor drove to a construction site for work, but his boss, Joe, was not happy because he was late. He told him he'd only pay him for half a day, even though he was only late for an hour. Connor, having no choice, started working. Connor is working alongside others when a police drone appears. A police car also approaches, and an officer informs Joe, who is the foreman, that they received a call about powers being used in the area. Joe denies any knowledge of this, but the officer insists that all workers come outside for identification. As the workers line up outside, the police officer instructs them to remove their caps and look up. The officer then informs them that anyone using powers without a permit will have to stop working for the day and that they should obtain a permit next time if they want to use their abilities legally. As the police are conducting checks on the workers, the drone announces that one of the individuals has a warrant. The police move to arrest him, and as they are about to put him into a police car, he uses his power to burn one of the officers and then flees the scene. Robots descend from the drone and open fire on the fleeing guy, ultimately taking him down. Meanwhile, the rest of the workers are ordered to lay on the ground. Several police officers conduct a raid on a location suspected of involvement in the production or distribution of the drug psych. They forcefully enter the premises. 10 men inside attacks one of the robots, and attempting to flee, the police manage to catch him. As the officers search the premises, they discover a hidden room where the drug psych is being extracted from the spinal fluid of individuals. The subsequent news report highlights the aftermath of the raid, with 8 individuals hospitalized as a result. The report also touches on the ongoing debate surrounding the treatment of those involved in the drug trade, whether they should be seen as victims or traffickers. Connor visits Mary at her workplace and sees her boss berating her for a broken jar of sauce. Connor intervenes and confronts the boss. Connor's frustration boils over, and his powers manifest in his eyes. The boss demands that both Connor and Mary leave. In the car afterward, Mary expresses concern to Connor, emphasizing the importance of keeping his powers hidden from others. Connor suggests that she shouldn't continue working due to her illness. He offers to sell their truck to help with their financial burdens, but Mary dismisses the idea, indicating that it wouldn't be enough to solve their problems. The next day, Connor and the other mutants are waiting for a labor task when a van approaches. Travis, Connor's friend, suggested that they avoid dealing with these people because they are psych runners. They came and asked for an electrician, but no one responded. As they were about to leave, Connor approached them and offered to work for $200 up front, and then he got into the van. The job turned out to be a robbery, and Connor is tasked with disabling an electrically protected gate. Using his electric powers, Connor successfully shuts off the power, allowing them to break in. They steal what they came for, but when a guard discovers them, they lock him in a dumpster before making their escape. Connor asked them to pay him and drop him off, but Garrett said the job wasn't finished. They managed to get away from the drones by peeling off the car's red sticker and turning it white. They went to a club, and Connor meets a mafia called Marcus that can read minds. Marcus told Nia to show Connor around, and they went to the bar. Marcus tells Garrett he can't pay him now because he has to pay the mafias. He told him that he has a lead and promised Garrett a good outcome if he does the work. Garrett drops Connor off and tells him there would be another job where he can make more money. Connor went to his house, and as he was sitting, Mary came and told him she went back to the store and got her job back. Officers went to the scene of the robbery. They guessed that this job was completed by Marcus' gang. They also discovered that a mutant with the ability to control electricity must have helped them, so they decided to search for a mutant who fit that description. Garrett picked up Connor for the other job. He asked why Connor needs money so badly, and Connor told him his mother is sick. Garrett took Connor outside, hit a car, and asked him to turn off the alarm. Connor was perplexed when Garrett told him that they would be robbing a bank in 3 days and that he needed to be ready before then. Connor asked Garrett how much his cut was, and he was told $25,000, and Connor turned off the alarm. Garrett recruits Connor for further jobs while training him to maximize his abilities and agrees to assist him earn enough money to pay for Mary's treatment. Connor went home and put the money in a drawer. He tells Mary that the job he interviewed for called him back and that he got the job. The two policemen, Alex and Davis, are watching Connor as he takes out the trash. Alex briefed Davis about Connor's past and believes he fits the profile because he is in need of money. Connor and Garrett went to the bank that they are planning on to rob and gather information about how everything works. They planned how it would go and went to the bank at night. They used their powers to win the guards over, and Connor used his power to open the safe. They got in, but the money inside was small. Garrett asked an employee where the rest of the money was, and she told him that they cleared the vault earlier today. They packed the money there and got out of the back door, but they got caught by the police drones. They were told to get down on the ground, but Connor used his power to crash the drone and they escaped. They went to Marcus, and Garrett gave him the money, telling him that the vault is cleared. As Marcus and Garrett are arguing, saying the money was not enough to pay the trust, Connor saw Wesley Shifter, Copperhead, approaching to kill Marcus, and he stopped her. Marcus's guard, Rano, shot her and killed her from behind. Garrett told Marcus that they should attack the trust because there will be more attacks coming from them, but Marcus disagrees, saying it is dangerous to go into the war with them. Connor went to Nia and sat with her. She saw the wound on his hands and healed him by putting her hand on him, and he figured that she was a healer. He asked why she was there, and she told him she is not only there because of her psych addiction, but to pay off her imprisoned father's debt. When Connor went home that day, he saw Mary sitting in front of the money he was hiding. He told her he needed to do something because she was running out of money. As they were arguing, Mary passed out, and he took her to the hospital. The doctor told him they needed to act fast and conduct the surgery right now, or she wouldn't survive. When Connor go outside, Alex and Davis were waiting for him. They took him to the interrogation room to question Connor about his involvement in recent robberies. They'd bring up Connor's father's criminal history and accuse him of being associated with Garrett Kelton, who works for Marcus Sutcliffe, a notorious figure in Lincoln City known for dealing with psych. Park and Davis reveal that they're burning millions of dollars worth of psych obtained from Sutcliffe's operation, indicating their determination to bring him down. They try to leverage Connor's concern for his sick mother, suggesting that he cooperate with them to avoid facing severe consequences. But Connor told them they got the wrong guy. Outside, Davis suggested that they implant psych to coerce him into talking, but Alex didn't agree, so due to lack of evidence, they had to let him go. Connor asked to meet up with Marcus, but Garrett told him he can't just go and meet Marcus after meeting up with the police, but Connor reassured him that he didn't say anything. They went to Marcus, and he read Connor's mind and confirmed that he didn't snitch. In this conversation, Garrett proposes a plan to Marcus to rob a police-confiscated psych transport, which would yield them $10 million. Connor asked to get Nia and return to him working. Garrett asserts his position as a partner, insisting on a 50-50th split. Marcus finally agreed, and they started planning their robbery. Connor tried to make amends with Nia, telling her she can leave after healing his ma, and he wouldn't bring her back here, but she told him not to act indifferent, and the only reason why he wants her is because she is a healer. On the day of the robbery, Garrett and the crew take their position and wait for the car. The van started moving with robot cops and drones flying above it. When they move into the no-fly zone, the drones agree to meet at the next point and the van moves ahead. Freddy waited for the van, blocking the way, disguising it as a construction site, making it change roads. Garrett drove a truck in front of the van and acted as if he was having trouble turning. Connor used his powers to shut off the van and kill the robot cops with the help of Garrett. Maddie burns a hole in the van, and Freddy throws smoke into the van, making the cops run out. They took the suitcases from their hand, but Marky's bodyguard, Rhino, double-crossed them and shot all the officers and shot Maddie and left with the suitcase. The drone arrived and the three of them ran, but Freddy got shot. They stole a car and drove away. Marcus's men brought the drug to him. When Nia asks about the others, Marcus reminds her that her father still owes him money. Garrett and Connor drove to some place, and Garrett saw that Freddy had died. Connor blamed Garrett for Marcus betraying them because he got greedy and asked to take 50%. In the station, Davis is suggesting that Connor is the only electrical mutant that has that kind of power and blames Alex for letting him go last time. As Alex is walking in the park with his daughter, Tratus approaches him and gives him a piece of paper. Alex went to meet Connor in a diner where Connor told him everything. Alex told him he should go to the police, but Connor told him that he needed to save his mother. Connor agreed to help them take out Marcus. The cops raid Marcus' hideout, but Marcus escapes with Rhino taking Nia and the drugs with him. As they went to the garage, Garrett shot Marcus, and Connor killed Rhino. Connor told Nia she'd be free after healing his mom, but she showed him a scar on her hands that she took from his revealing her abilities to force her to take the injury or disease onto herself. Garrett took the drugs and gave Connor a gun, telling him he should do what he came here to do. Connor took Nia to the hospital and she started to heal her, but Connor, feeling guilty, stopped her. Mary dies after that. Connor drove out of the hospital and gave Nia the car. The authorities are voting on a proposed ban on powers and Alex got a reward. In the meantime, Garrett hands over the site to Wesley, a representative of the trust, and assumes control of the drug trade for then in Lincoln City. In the closing moments, Connor bids a heartfelt farewell to Mary at her gravesite, symbolizing closure and acceptance of her passing. Meanwhile, Nia seeks solace by visiting her imprisoned father, signifying a sense of resolution and reconciliation within their family. These poignant moments bring a sense of conclusion, offering closure and paving the way for new beginnings in the aftermath of their trials and tribulations. And with that, the movie ends.